Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back for your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are out there in the world. So as we really look at this space right now, there has been a ton of volatility in the last 48 hours. I hope that everyone out there is not too emotional in the space, because listen, this is what this space does. I've seen it all over, X. I've seen it all over YouTube as well. Everyone's been posting things about Bitcoin going back down to sub 30K now. I've been seeing a whole bunch of posts talking about Bitcoin and how this bear market rally, that's what they're calling this, is over and it's done. And we're about to create the next leg down to 10K. Like, it's insane on how we could have such a short pullback, because listen, we're talking about this. I've already addressed this. You're talking about roughly 44.5K down to about roughly $40,000. We lost about 4K and everyone panicked. It's crazy how we could have these pullbacks in this market that are very shallow compared to what we are used to seeing in this space, and everyone's panicking. But if we do look at the 24-hour span, as Bitcoin has been ranging between 40,000 to 42,000, we have been seeing a lot of altcoins breaking out in very big ways. We're talking about plus 10 to 30% on the 24-hour span. On the 7-day span, you're still seeing near 100% gains across the board, with, again, all of them being double digits here. Algorand still sitting at about roughly 20 cents. A lot of the picks that were in the Discord are doing very, very good right now. So love to see that. Outside of all of this, though, we have been seeing a lot of big moves being made behind the scenes that a lot of people are just not really aware of how big they actually are. So let's talk about that. Let's address it. One of the biggest talking subjects this entire year has been de-dollarization, the death of the US dollar, and these oil deals, right? So for an example, just recently in September, we've seen dollar dumped. India buys 1 million barrels of UAE oil using rupees instead of US dollar for the first time. Why this could be the beginning of the end for the greenback. Now, outside of this, we also seen Pakistan to trade oil and gas with Russia, Iran, and Afghanistan outside of the US dollar. This was June of this year. Beyond this, we also seen Saudi Arabia is open to discuss non-dollar oil trade settlements. This was back all the way in January. Now, why am I bringing all this up now, right? Like, why are we talking about this? Because again, everyone thought that this was the death of the US dollar and that the dollar is done, it's finished, it's out, all that kind of stuff. And although, listen, I will agree, I think that we are in revolutionary times where things are changing. Listen, it's been well over 100 years since the US dollar was announced as the reserve currency, and usually the typical timeline on a reserve currency is about roughly 100 years. The big question is, are we headed towards a time where we don't actually need a reserve currency? And in my opinion, I think that we are. I've talked about this already 100 times over, but again, that's not really the major the talking subject of this video. Ultimately, what I'm talking about here is how we have been seeing this revolution on the front of oil. And it's a big deal, especially in Saudi Arabia, because again, this was the original petrodollar deal with the US dollar. And we've seen a lot of major changes happening already this year around utilizing crypto for settlements, utilizing crypto for cross-border trades, things like that. And guess what we've seen just recently? Well, SBI was considering a partnership with Saudi Aramco. This was back in on the 12th, right? Today. Then moments later, we did see the full-on announcement of it being a thing. For an example, over here, Japan's SBI looks to Saudi Aramco to continue Middle East expansion. Now, this is very significant considering the fact on how big SBI is, but also how big Saudi Aramco is. For those that are not aware, if we go over here to the largest companies by market cap in 2023, and this is just recently updated. This was updated on December 5th, 2023, and as of December 1st, that's what they're using. We could actually see the largest companies out there. Apple is number 1, number 2 is Microsoft, and number 3 is Saudi Aramco. This is very big. Listen, I've said it a million times that things are changing. All right. And right now, the big change is crypto. When we look at what is going on outside of just the typical crypto news, we are seeing significant change. And it's slight partnerships like this with SBI and Saudi Aramco that we will look back on in a few years and say, this is where it all started. Because again, as we see these partnerships forged, and as we look at some of the connections, it's so crucial to understand what's happening here. So for an example, down here we do see, according to a December 11th, 2023 report, the partnership will include the construction of semiconductor factories in territories of Japan and Saudi Arabia. Moreover, the deal will involve co-investing in each other's digital asset portfolios, including crypto. Again, Saudi Aramco has $2 trillion in market capitalization. This is huge. The collaboration will involve three parts. First will be the cooperation and mutual investments in the cryptocurrency field. The second will include discovering and supporting Japanese crypto startups interested in expanding to Saudi Arabia. And thirdly, the launch of projects related to semiconductors. So, yeah, I mean, this is huge. And remember, right, like this is the Middle East, right? And this is all within the MENA region. So the Middle East and North Africa. And we're going to talk about that here in a second because that's crucial to note. But we could actually see down here that countries with positive year-over-year growth in crypto transaction volume. Look at Saudi Arabia, 12%. They are the largest player here. This is very significant. And this is all, again, revolving around the crypto industry. And we can actually see down here that it's also shown that the MENA region has the sixth largest crypto economy in the world. Between July of 2022 and June of 2023, the MENA region was worth around $390 billion. Despite the increasing numbers, the region's cryptocurrency market is still behind North America and Western Europe, though. But again, why is the MENA region so crucial to mention? Well, guess what? Look at what Ripple has been doing. October of 2021. Ripple continues to build momentum in MENA with first on-demand liquidity. That's right, on-demand liquidity. This is XRP included. Deployment in the Middle East. If we scroll down, we could actually see the amount of remittances there. The 78 billion in 2020 from Saudi Arabia to the UAE combined. The Middle East and North Africa region is home to the two of the top three remittance corridors in the world. The region is also undergoing a fast-moving shift to digital and boasts one of the world's most progressive financial regulatory environments. And again, guess what? Ripple Swell was just held in Dubai. And everyone had their eyes set on that event. Today, Ripple announced its continuing contribution to this hotbed of fintech innovation with the first ever in-market on-demand liquidity deployment in the Middle East. Through a partnership with international blockchain-based financial services company People, the two will bring instant low-cost remittances to the area, starting with the UAE. Faster, cheaper remittances. Again, all utilizing XRP. Traditional remittances are often plagued by slow, expensive, and opaque transactions. For the many people that rely on these funds to cover rent, living expenses, or one of the life's many emergencies, a delayed or missing payment can be catastrophic. Using on-demand liquidity and leveraging XRP, People will provide instant low-cost remittance options for people sending money in and out of the region. Again, XRP is the key piece here. And we already know that Ripple has been heavily focused on the MENA region. Even going back to 2020, they established regional headquarters in Dubai to support their customers like Qatar National Bank and even Al Ansari Exchange in the UAE, which are their most recent additions on the network as of October of 2021 that are using RippleNet to improve cross-border payments. Again, pay attention to the significant connections here, considering the fact that we also know just recently in May, Ripple expands in the Middle East yet again with this Ripple Swell event. Again, they continue to look at the MENA region as a big opportunity. They actually said, that the MENA region is 20% of all RippleNet customers, including SAB, Qatar, Lulu Financial Holdings, Al Ansari, and even Rackbank. Again, these are the largest players because over half of Ripple's MENA payment volume consists of cross-border payments, such as remittances from the UAE, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia to India. I'm telling you guys, this is why I always say, as you look at how big Ripple has become in a lot of these big areas, you need to focus on the connections and you need to focus on the moves being made within these areas. This Saudi Aramco SBI deal could very well be pretty big because we also know that, guess what? SBI, they recently just expanded XRP remittance use in Southeast Asia. They are very bullish on XRP. In fact, the SBI CEO even said back in like 2018, 2019, that he foresees all Japanese banks utilizing XRP by 2025. Now, I don't know if that is going to play out, but again, that just shows you the significance and the overall confidence that some of these individuals see around Ripple and even XRP. Now, again, are all banks in Japan going to utilize XRP by 2025? Who knows, right? Anything could happen, but it would definitely be interesting if that did happen. But it just shows you how bullish that the CEO actually is on XRP. But again, this was a big one because it did expand XRP and it also is utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. Now, where things really get interesting with a lot of the moves being made here is what Wrath of Kahneman actually said. So he put out a statement regarding this partnership, and he said, tracking the Ripple investor / partner SBI entered an MOU with Saudi Arabia's Aramco to collaborate on digital assets and co-investments, expand Japanese startups in the digital asset field, in Saudi Arabia, invest in the semiconductor field. And then down here, where you see this raises interesting possibilities surrounding tokenization of assets, including Petrochem. For the Osaka exchange opening, might the XRP ledger be involved at some level? If not, perhaps SBI remit one day. Again, when we look at this, right, he even says down here that, and of course, green and carbon credits. This could definitely be interesting. And the reason why this could be possible, especially when we talk about tokenization and we talk about carbon credits and green offsets and stuff like that, everyone wants to call it what they want. But at the end of the day, the oil industry has been scrutinized since forever now regarding this. So the best way to alleviate some of that is by purchasing carbon credits, offsets, things like that, or even, tapping into something that is carbon negative, which is the XRP ledger. Now, would this be in their interest? Yes, it would. Because when we go over to the About section on Aramco's website, right, we could scroll down and we are met with the number one thing here. We are committed to playing a leading role in the energy transition. We have a responsibility to help the world achieve a net zero economy, and our people are working hard to help solve the world's sustainability challenges. Again, when we look at this, they want to focus on sustainable energy. How are they going to do this? Tokenization, carbon credits, carbon offsets, things like that, and even leveraging the XRP ledger, which we know is carbon negative, could very well benefit them greatly here. And I've talked about this even with Hedera, right? As we look at mandatory regulations around sustainability actions, things like that, it's become a big deal. So it's interesting that these partnerships like SBI with Aramco are happening at this time, and we also seen SBI expanding use of XRP greatly, so it wouldn't be too crazy to think that this could happen eventually, or even SBI remit being tapped in at some point in time. And again, when we look at Saudi Aramco, this is one of the largest players out there. Look into some of the significance behind this company. 90 years of experience, 70,000 plus total workforce, 258.8 billion barrels of oil. This is one of the largest companies out there behind the oil industry. We even see here that we are one of the world's largest integrated energy and chemical companies, creating value across the hydrocarbon chain and delivering societal and economic benefits to people and communities around the globe who rely on the vital energy we supply. Again, this is one of the largest giants out there within the energy sector. So when we look at how big of an opportunity this is for them to also be announcing that they're investing into crypto with SBI, I mean, hell, even if XRP isn't involved in this at all, eventually, this is still significant to the entire industry. And it just shows you how early we are in this space. Again, it shows you how big crypto will be and how big of a role crypto will play in the future. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.